Good morning, everyone. My name is Ahmad Mukti Wibowo, and I'm from English Language and Literature class 2021. Today, I'm going to talk to you about eating disorders and explain what is eating disorder. Eating disorders are behavioral conditions are characterized by severe and persistent disturbance in eating behaviors and associated distressing thoughts and emotion. Eating disorders such as anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder include extreme emotions, attitudes, and behaviors surrounding weight and food issues. Anorexia nervosa is a serious, potentially life-threatening eating disorder characterized by self-starvation and excessive weight loss. Binge eating disorder, or BED, is a type of eating disorder not otherwise specified and is characterized by recurrent binge eating without the regular use of compensatory measures to counter the binge eating. Bulimia nervosa is a serious life-threatening eating disorder characterized by a cycle of binging and compensatory behaviors such as self-introduced vomiting designed to undo or compensate for the effects of binge eating. A person doesn't have to be diagnosed with anorexia, bulimia, or BED to have an eating disorder. An eating disorder can include a combination of signs and symptoms but not meet the full criteria. Uh, Dear people, the self-image of in most teens is worse than ever before, not only because we constantly put each other down mentally, but who we idolize makes a huge difference too. Tall, thin, caramel-colorized models walk down the catwalk and look fierce. Our most famous actresses are a size 3 and look stunning. Uh, so, on the cover of the magazines, we see how it is big of a deal if a celebrity has gained weight. All around us, we see how being thin is perfection and how the number of the scale matters. This reasons, the idolization, the numbers, the strive to the perfect are all factors in eating disorders today. It is estimated that 8 million Americans have eating disorder, 7 million women, and 1 million men. Studies say that nearly half of all Americans personally know someone with an eating disorder, but even though half of us know people with eating disorders, how do we end it? Simple answers. We get the victims help and stop putting others down. Having an eating disorder isn't shameful, but it is avoidable. If everyone watches what they say about people and if we see signs of depression or anxiety, talk to the person with these signs. And if they tell you how sad, depressed, suicidal, fat, or ugly they say they are, get them help immediately. Uh, but we are not the only place facing this disease. It is said that eating disorders are one of the most common psychological problems facing young women in Japan. Also, the disorder is not only common in whites. The first rates of minorities with eating disorders are similar to those of white women. 70% of American Indian girls reported dieting and purging with diet pills. Asian magazines in 1994 reported that 53.5% of their respondents, African American females, were at risk of an eating disorder. And people, anorexia is the third most chronic illness among adults, said South Carolina Mental Health. 95% of those who have eating disorders are between the ages of 12 and 25, and 50% of girls between the ages of 11 and 13 see themselves as overweight. The way I see it is that once you start fifth grade, girls start to develop and their hips start to widen, making them larger. Adults view this as maturing physically, while children view this as getting fat. People calling other people fat, ugly, and undesirable are what fuel this passion to get skinny. So watch what you say because it can really affect people. Eating disorder is absolutely deadly. And a study by the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa that 5 until 10% of anorexics die within 10 years after contracting the disease. 18 until 20% of anorexics will be dead after 20 years, and only 30 until 40% ever fully recover. The mortality rate associated with anorexia nervosa is 12 times higher than the death of all causes of death for females 15 until 24 years old. So, people, uh, how we end it, how we end the eating disorder? People all around the world of different ethnicities, of different genders, and of different ages are suffering with this mental disorder. But we have the power to end it. So help people around you and keep and spread positivity around them. Thank you. Thank you very much.